If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Straight Talk MMA, hosted by Zay Bones and Trevor.
And what's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk MMA, episode number 10, UFC 289 preview show. Amanda Nunes versus, I don't know her first name, unfortunately, Aldana. She's probably going to get rinsed anyway, but so without further ado, let me bring in my co-host. What's up, Zay?
Hey, what's going on? How everything going?
What's going on, Bones?
Yo.
I'm chilling, boy. You sound nice and clear. I'm chilling.
Yeah, boy, ready to talk about the retirement party?
Yeah, let's hear about my let's hear about my favorite fighter who probably won't catch a body.
I don't know about all that, but
So all right, so let's start here. You know, we're gonna preview the show and everything, but it's crazy, man. I actually forgot that we was doing the show. I forgot that we was doing the show, first of all, and then when I remembered, I'm like, oh crap. And I had a terrible week, not a terrible week, like bad week, but just very, very busy at work. So I was so doggone tired, and I'm like, damn, I ain't got no motivation to do the show. And no lie, like the minute I sat in this chair and got behind the microphone, it's like it just turned on, man. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. But yeah, so we got hold on, because you are sounding kind of muffled again, like how you did when you called me.
I said that chair is like the Undertaker's iron, huh?
Okay, yeah. If you stay like that, you're good. Yeah, man. It just giving me my power, man. I don't know it's the microphone, man. It's just something whenever I get behind the mic, man. It just does something to me. So we got you guys know, as customary, we preview the big UFC cards before they come on, and then we'll come back on Sunday and review the show. So this weekend, tomorrow night, actually, UFC 289, Nunes versus Aldana. So we're gonna go through the card, and then, you know, the experts. I'm just here to push the buttons. The experts, they'll do their thing. They'll give you match breakdowns and all that good stuff. I'm just here for the ride. This is their show. So we're doing the prelims, correct?
No. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip that Kyle Nelson fight. We're gonna start with the fight after that.
So okay, so
Aiming
we're
is a
not.
hobby,
And why aren't we doing the Kyle Nelson fight?
No
because
interest.
I mean, this card right here, a lot of these fights are thrown together because they just wanted to give Canada a show
Oh, okay,
because they
okay.
ain't been there in a while. They threw a lot of just random people on there, up and comers, people I'm not really too familiar with. You know, they got over like 700 fighters on the roster, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you look,
I
you'll
don't want
notice
to speak on nothing that I,
most of the fighters
I was
are.
gonna say I don't want to speak on nothing.
Hold
My
on,
bad.
Zay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you either on a delay or something.
No, I was saying if you look, you'll notice that most of the fighters are Canadian.
I'm noticing that just
So like to us, like to the basic fans, we're not that excited, for these fights. But in Canada, they're gonna be live, because it's like a hometown fight for them. So
they
Speak for
just went
yourself, man.
so they just went to local jobber and just say,
yeah,
hey, you want to fight this weekend? All right, so we skipping the Kyle Nelson fight. And then we're gonna start with how you say that Ayman Zahabi versus he ain't even got no first name.
Or Ricky Long, the Mongolian murderer.
The Mongolian murderer.
And me personally, I'm a fan of his. Um, he get a lot of knockouts. You get a lot of them in the first round. But I actually saw him fight live. Bones, you did too. You may not remember. We went to Jacksonville. He went against Jeff Molina. He lost the decision in that one. But him as a hobby, you ever heard of Ross Hobby?
Trevor, he talking to you. I
Oh,
heard
you
him.
talking to me? Who?
Faraz Sahabi,
No, I have no idea who that is.
bro.
Zay, what happened? I don't know what happened. You there? Oh, nah, he's not muted. Zay.
Basically Faraz Sahabi, one of the best coaches. But for my pick, I'm gonna pick the Mongolian monster, the Mongolian nightmare. I'm gonna pick him to win. He finna stun the crowd. I think he finna probably knock out, get a second round knockout. And it's very rare that you see Chinese fighters, like just like coming through slaying with knockouts and stuff like that. It's not that often you see that.
But
So,
again,
like,
he's fighting
looking,
a Canadian jobber.
I wouldn't call him a jobber. He's like an up and comer, but I'm expecting him to lose though, just because the other guy is so good.
Okay. Zay, you there? I don't know. I can't hear him. Hold on. I was trying to do something. Hold on. I was trying to do something to his mic. Let me see something again. Zay, say something. All right, you may have to go out and come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably gotta go out and come back in, Zay. Hit the link again because you're not talking because I don't see your thing moving, but we can't hear you either way. So I don't know what happened. You may have froze up or something because you were kind of Borging a little bit. You were Borg. Okay, he just left. Yeah, you were Borging some. So I'll give him a couple of minutes while he gets in. What I will say, and I'm gonna have to announce this on every show. So I'll just take this time to do it now. Peace, Chris. Peace, Thinking Black. Y'all make sure and hit that like button and share the video. So, and this is no indictment of anybody. This is more of me. I may have lost out. I may have lost out on an opportunity to do an interview that I really wanted to do, and it's it's because over here I just run the show I run the show so freely, especially on Mondays. Mondays is flagship show of the channel.
Yeah.
Man Talk Monday. So it's like literally anything goes. So I don't ban anything. Like my only rules on my shows are you can't overtalk people, and don't bring anything from anybody else's platform. That's the only way I'll kick you off the show or something like that. So that's my only rules. But like I said, I may have missed out on a opportunity to interview somebody that I really wanted to interview, because I've been getting the preachers to come over here, and there's a particular preacher that initially agreed to do an interview with me. He even played one of my videos on his show. I mean, just for that, he should just come do the damn interview, because I didn't tell him he could play it, but he did it anyway, which is fine. Get more people eyeballs. But he made a comment later in the show, like, I did agree in principle to come on the show, but I went and checked out the other stuff on his channel, and I know in particular what he listened to. And I don't know why it was and it's crazy, because it was a wrestling with reality show. It wasn't even a Man Talk Monday. But for whatever reason, I mean, like, we were letting the expletives fly. Like, I was just like, damn, I was on one. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was just letting them fly that day, and I know Mike was letting them fly too. So he was like, yeah, he don't want to be, affiliated with that. And I get it. He's a preacher. He has his, he has to worry about his reputation and everything. But I assured him that I'm not gonna, obviously I wouldn't play none of my theme music or nothing like that. I wouldn't play none of my intro music, any of my intro videos. I'd make it just as accommodating as possible to him. So I am gonna start, cutting down on the expletives, especially the F word. I mean, because a lot of times we let that fly like just crazy. And as we try to get the page closer and closer to getting it monetized, YouTube is very strict on that. So it's not me. I'm not changing the content. I'm just, obviously I'm never going to change my content, but what I'm going to do is stop using so much profanity, like the hard profanity. I'll use shit like that all the time, but stop using so much of the hard stuff, just because the audience that I'm inviting over here, they do get, they kind of get turned off on, they get nervous.
Yeah.
It's like they coming into the Lions Den, they don't know if I'm gonna snap on them, any given time. So I'm just so I will be cutting down on the F-bombs. It's going to be kind of hard. I may even start doing like a swear jar, so any of the co-hosts drop an F-bomb, you're gonna have to put some money in the tip jar or something. But yeah, I do want to cut off on, just because we're all articulate enough anyway. We don't have to use hard, curse words to get our points across. So, and YouTube has been really cutting down on, like, they've really been tightening up on the stuff that people say. Like I say, I won't change my content's not going to change. Obviously I feel the way I feel about things. I'm still going to express those views. I just won't do it in such a harsh way, because I even remember I went back and I listened to the show, and I'm like, yo,
Monday Night Raw, I'll make you do that, man.
yeah. It's funny, because I went back and I listened to the show, and I'm like, damn, why the hell I was going off like that on the wrestling show? Like, that's like, that had me. Oh, Zay said send him the link again. Yeah, that I would say, yeah, let me re-email it to you, Zay, because I would put it in the chat, but I don't want nobody try to come up here. But yeah, let me send this out. Yeah, hey, it's been funny, man. It's been a funny couple of days, like, it's with the technical difficulties and all that stuff. Just so everybody knows, man, this is a live show. There's nothing pre-recorded or anything like this. This is just how it goes down. Yeah, I sent it to you, Zay. Well, you just sent me a message.
Yep.
Oh, he's saying the other one's not working. So I guess once you use it once, you can't use it again. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be.
I will say,
Go ahead.
now I'm finna say, I will say it's the main event. This is one of those rare times where a person got injured and the person that filled in is more. I think it's a more competitive fight than what the original fight was. You don't get that too often.
So Aldana is not the original person.
No, Juliana Pena was the original person. They was gonna do a trilogy,
Okay.
but I actually like this fight better though.
So who is this Aldana person?
She a Mexican fighter, and she specializes in, I would say, the boxing and the stand up. So she do pose a threat. I'm not gonna speak too much on it yet, but yeah, I think she the real deal.
Now the fight that I told y'all I just watched,
Chef
Amanda Nunes against who was that?
Shevchenko.
Shevchenko. I didn't think Amanda looked too good in that. I think that I
I
think
think.
Shevchenko didn't do enough to beat her.
I mean, I scored the fight for Shevchenko, but people always have this saying that you got to beat the champ, and I kind of don't like that because she did enough to win. It's just, I don't know, like the judging in MMA is so tricky. You can't really bank on nothing.
See, I had Nunes winning, but it wasn't. I think I fell into that trap. Like it's a champ, and you didn't do enough to beat the champ. So I
Yeah,
was like, yeah, she won, but Nunes, to me, it just seemed like I don't know. It just seemed like she was fighting not to lose versus to just go in there and
yeah,
beat her
yeah.
up. So I guess I gotta see the first fight to know why she was fighting like that. Cause I know Zay mentioned that you had to watch the first one first, but I don't know. YouTube's been suggesting all these fights for me. So I don't know what's going on. Let me call him on the air and see what's going on. Yeah, because I sent him the link. Yeah, I don't know if he having it's wait a minute, didn't we have a show where we had like a
Yeah,
delay?
with Trevor.
Yeah, we had a delay for like the first 20 minutes or something like that. Hey, Zay, I resent you the link. All right, so yeah. Yeah, and by the way, like however you sounding now sounds much better. I'm a that's don't tell me you got Ethernet headphones. All right. All right, we're gonna start going through these prelims. All right. Ah, that's the beauty of live, being live, baby. All right, so we'll go through these prelims, and then if he wants to jump in on one, we'll he could always double back. So in the bantamweight bout, the Zahibi versus the Chinese guy, you got what did he call him?
Mongolian Nightmare.
The Mongolian Nightmare. So you got him.
Yeah, I picked him by second round KO. It's going to silence the crowd.
Well, I mean, he's the favorite. He's also a favorite.
But it's
So
going to silence the crowd because the other dude is a hometown, kid. So
what is the Korean, the Mongolian guy, what's his specialty?
Knocking out people.
Oh,
That's why I say I like watching him fight because he gonna bring it. He not in the boring fight, and he can knock you out.
and what's the bantam? Yeah, men's bantam weight. What is that?
That'll be, I think that's 135, I believe.
So
Uh,
these
that's
some little
that,
guys.
yeah, that's the division with Aljamain Sterling.
Okay, yeah, these some little dudes, man.
Yeah.
That's is that what's that fighter that was undefeated for so long? Mighty Mouse.
Oh, he's flyweight, 125 pounds.
Oh, so shit, he's even smaller than these guys.
Yeah, that's the smallest division in the men's. In men's.
I can't conceive a grown man being that small. Like I just
Yeah.
can't.
I mean, I was 120 when I was like in middle school.
Yeah, I was. I think when I graduated high school, I was like I was like 180 in high school, and man, yeah, you're right. It was like 120. Hell, my daughter's like 100 pounds.
Yeah. So if you fighting at 125, he probably walking around at 135, 140 at the most. Not even probably.
Wow, wow, that's little, but I know they're gonna throw those hands.
Yeah, and that's why usually with the smaller divisions, they're quicker. You don't see as many knockouts, but they're quicker though, and they got quicker hands, and they got that footwork and that movement. And then, well, as opposed to heavyweight, you don't see as much technique. It's just like lumbering, brawling brutes, basically, and you see more knockouts.
So, all right. So, in our next bout, we get a women's flyweight bout, number 15, Miranda Maverick. That's a cool ass name, Miranda Maverick from the United States versus Canada's own Jasmine Jats. Just how you say that one?
Joshua Vicious, I believe.
Joshua Vicious. So, first of all, how come all these MMA fighters got like the weirdest names?
Because what the UFC is doing, they're trying to be more international and not just have, American fighters. They're trying to branch out and have Canadian fighters, European fighters. You see the Dagestani movement coming through right now, with the Russian guys like Khabib Nurmagomedov and all that kind of stuff. And then also you got the Nigerian movement coming in, well, that came in already with Francis Ngannou, and even Izzy, he Nigerian natively, and Usman, yeah. So yeah, at one point had three champions from Nigeria, three Nigerian born champions. And then if you go back maybe like 10 years ago, at one point it was all Brazilian champions for the most part,
Yeah. UFC used to be heavy heavy Brazilian back in the day.
Yeah. Junior Dos Santos was the heavyweight champion. Shogun was the light heavyweight champion. You had Aldo, featherweight champion.
Yeah, they were really heavy on that. So
But the game kind of evolved.
so looking at these odds, Miranda Maverick is a heavy favorite. How you see this one going?
Yeah, she should. Yeah, she should win this fight. She should finish her. I would pick her by maybe submission. First round, maybe second round. But I got her winning by submission though.
So here's another. Okay, so I'm starting to notice a trend here. Here's another Canadian jobber that's like a heavy underdog. Like, I mean, she's Jasmine is plus 245 and Miranda's minus 295.
Yeah.
So like the money is coming in heavy on Miranda to destroy this girl.
Yeah, because Miranda, she's a known for. You see, she ranked. She's number 5, I believe.
No, she's number 15.
Oh, she 15? I can't really see it. But yeah, she ranked, and the other girl, she not ranked. So, and she's more of a known fighter, way more.
All right, yeah. Chris says hopefully Aldana wins. Man, what's up, man? You don't got love for Nunes, the best, the GOAT. All right. So the next fight we have, God, these names, man. You have Nasruddin Imavov.
Yeah, Nasruddin Imanov versus Action Man Curtis.
I feel like we just talked about Chris Curtis recently.
Yeah, well, my brother gonna have a lot to say about him because he's seen him fight live in Miami. That was fight of the night, so my brother gonna go crazy over him. But yeah, this is a big fight. I feel like for both of them, because Chris Curtis, his last fight against Kelvin Gastelum, that was the biggest fight of his career, and he was, it's kind of, I don't want to say expected, but for him, from his perspective, he wanted to win that fight and
What did I miss? Y'all wasn't
another
talking
fight or
without
two,
me,
and
was
then get
y'all?
a title shot. So so him losing to Gastelum kind of set him back a little bit. Nasruddin Imanov, he's real good and well rounded. I'm gonna pick him to win. I want Chris Curtis to win, but I'm gonna pick Nasruddin Imanov for a decision win.
Yeah, Zay, we already went through the I mean, we go back and get your picks, but
Yeah,
show goes on. We're live, pal.
I want to hear.
Yes, sir. Hey, check this out. I want you to keep track of the picks because I'm gonna put a bet on the line with my brother a little later. Whoever got the most picks.
You actually asking me to work. You know how easy this is to do this now that I got the UFC screen up. I don't have to write stuff down and stuff like that. You actually asking me to work right now?
Please, sir,
All
if
right,
you don't mind.
let's go back. Let's go back real quick.
I'm
Who
gonna
do
get,
you have in the Mongolian? What do you call
all
him?
right. The
Mongolian Nightmare.
Mongolian Murderer is gonna win by knockout, vicious knockout, probably in the first or second round.
Okay, you both got
Miranda
that one.
Maverick is gonna. Miranda Maverick is gonna. She's gonna try to grapple Jasmine Jasdavicius, but I feel like she's gonna be able to keep the range. Actually, to be honest with you, I would pick Miranda Maverick, but I'm gonna go for the hometown hero, Jasmine Jasdavicius. And Mike Malott said that they was gonna bring the UFC back to Canada. They're doing that, so I'm gonna say Jasmine gonna win a decision. Let me see.
She is a heavy underdog.
Nasruddin Imamov. Yeah, she is. Nasruddin Imavov and the action man Chris Curtis. I'm gonna go Chris Curtis, and I'm gonna go Chris Curtis by TKO.
Yeah, I just I feel
That's
like
what
we
I mean.
just talked about. I feel like we just talked about Chris Curtis. Wait a minute, he was on
Miami card.
the Miami card. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm. Yeah, because I felt like I just heard his name. Please tell me my boy is on this card. The guy that got to win like 100 fights before y'all be like, oh yeah, he finally has it. Like, what's his name?
Oh
Islam.
no, his
What's
next fight. His name
Bilal
is
Muhammad.
Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah, Bilal Muhammad, man. Y'all hard on that dude, man. All right, so both of you guys got hey Bones, who did you pick in the Curtis?
I picked Nasruddin Imanov.
Oh, you picked Imanov. Okay. All right, so I think y'all just like going against each other because y'all know good and damn well Miranda Maverick is gonna win. I mean, this is
Yeah, we can't
Yeah,
always
we've
pick the
been doing this all our life,
same.
all his life.
all right. So but very interesting though. You only got 1, 2, 3, 4 fights on the prelims.
Yeah, they shortened the card. It's like an 11 fight card. Usually it's like 14, 15.
So it won't go 10 hours this time. Good. So how has business been in Canada? Like I don't ever hear about UFC in Canada.
With the loss of SP, and by loss I mean retirement, it hasn't been as good, but yeah, they haven't been there I think in 3 years. I think I could be wrong.
No, you're right.
And because notoriously though, and I don't know how it is with MMA, but notoriously, I'm talking about notoriously, historically, wrestling does really good in Canada. Like, they often call it Bizarro World because it's just they're like rabid wrestling fans. We just saw Elimination Chamber was there and how how everything sold out. I think they had SummerSlam there a few years ago and it was just nuts. AEW is going to be there.
The real reason. The real reason they sold out at Elimination Chamber, right?
Because of Sammy.
Because Ariel Helwani was there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, he drew the card. Yeah, he drew the gate. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that was all. Yeah, Chris got it right. One word, Sammy. It was all said. Sami Zayn. Well, hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Tribal chief.
Sami Zayn was the beneficiary of being in the ring with the great one, with the tribal chief. Roman Reigns is a needle mover. Y'all go back and listen to Wrestling Reality from this last week. We went 3.5 hours. And Bones, I got to tell you, man, Mike, it was crazy because Mike did the AEW review because you wasn't there to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike took like an hour to do it, first of all. But like the majority of the matches that Venkat sent me was from last year.
What?
So it's like every match card that I threw up on the screen, he was like, wait a minute, that ain't from this year.
Wow,
man.
That was a fun, man. That was a fun review. We did that review in the beginning of the show. And man, Mike went and we got into an argument as always, because I'm gonna argue about something. We got into an argument about Jade Cargill being the biggest star in AEW, which she absolutely is. But the argument, the argument was with me and Venkat because for some reason he thinks MJF is a superstar. I think MJF is really good at what he does. But if MJF was at a Lakers game and they announced, hey, the AEW MJF is here, you'll get a spattering of cheers. But if you say, hey, the WWE champion Roman Reigns is here, the whole place is going to erupt. MJF hadn't hit superstar level. AEW does not have a superstar outside of Jade Cargill. And that's the truth, because Jade Cargill transcends that company. And MD was even saying that his mom knows who Jade Cargill is, and she has no idea anything about wrestling. So that's one of the arguments we got into it.
Kenny Omega is a superstar.
No, he's not. Kenny Omega wouldn't. You couldn't pick it. Bones. When I say superstar, listen. When I say superstar, I'm not talking about moveset. I don't care if you could do 1,000,000 moves. That's not what we're talking about. When we say superstar, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it.
I mean, popularity, is that what you're talking about, basically?
A superstar is somebody who can go anywhere and he's recognizable. Conor McGregor is a superstar. Johnny Jones is a superstar. Let's keep it right to what we're looking at right now. Jasmine just a vicious is not a superstar.
Correct.
Nobody could pick her out from a lineup.
But
yeah,
nobody. I feel like very few fighters are superstars, except for like the Floyd Mayweathers, and like it's fighting. Fighting is almost like a thankless job. You got the hardcore fans who know who everybody is, and you got the people who know who a few people are. And like the superstars are currently active right now. I would say Israel Adesanya is turning into a superstar.
Yes,
he's almost a superstar, but I feel like Conor and John Jones are two main superstars they have right now. Ronda was a superstar. Holly Holm destroyed Ronda, and she not even. I wouldn't even say Amanda Nunes is a superstar, because a lot of people, at least who I talk to, don't really know who it is unless they watch.
See, so you got it. You got it. You just said it. Amanda Nunes is probably the best woman fighter on the roster. Can we agree with that as much?
Yeah, she the GOAT. Best of all time.
I worked the MMA event, and Amanda Nunes walked in, and it's like, I'm like, oh shit, that's Amanda Nunes, but nobody else knew who she really was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Kenny Omega is only known to people like us that go behind the scenes, people that know and what I'm saying, I'm not slighting the fact that he's not a superstar, because everybody can't be a superstar. When I say superstar, though, just because you're the best at what you do doesn't make you a superstar. It's like we've been having this superstar debates even on the basketball show, because in basketball you have very few superstars. Like Jason Tatum is not a superstar.
Correct.
He's the best player on Boston, but he's not a superstar. And that's all we're saying. I'm not slighting them. Chris says
Just because they're not
MJF
a
can put.
superstar now, don't mean they won't be one day.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, but that's not the argument. The argument is
Right.
who's the bigger superstar now. And if you said MJF, people will be like, who?
I
Like
think
that,
people
that
confuse
literally
superstar
say
with
that.
superstar potential.
Yeah, well, I know the difference. I'm talking about superstar now.
Right.
If I go somewhere and I see you, Bones would have to tell me who half of AEW's roster is. And it ain't no slight to them because they're just not known. They worked the indie circuit for long and they never been on the mainstream. But I could be in a room of 100 people and 90 of them will know who John Jones is. 95 probably will know who John Jones is. 98 will know who Conor McGregor is. That's all I'm saying. 99 will know who Ronda Rousey is. That's all I'm saying. These are superstars like that transcend whatever they do. That's all I'm saying. But that's I always work wrestling in this. Yeah, but Chris says that MJF can push boundaries with time. Jade not so much. She's plateaued, but Jade will be 100 times bigger than what she is when Triple H gets his hands on her. Trust me, Jade Cargill is a superstar.
Vince won't let that happen, man.
MJF looks like Dilbert. He's not.
She's an AEW person, so I don't think Vince gonna let her transcend.
Like, look at Cody. Okay, all right, we're gonna get back to the MMA card, but look at Cody. And remember, I really wasn't even feeling up to it, but man, y'all, as always, man, the mic. I'm telling you, the microphone, man, is something. Look at Cody. Would you say Cody's a bigger superstar on his current WWE run or his entire AEW run?
I mean, it's obvious.
I would say, yeah, he's become more well known, but as far as storyline and wrestling,
no. Take work. We're not take work rate. Take all that out. We're talking about superstar.
He main event at WrestleMania.
You know what? Can I interject real quick? Because Cody, to be honest with you, a lot of people, believe it or not, know him from that show that he did, that Go Big show. That didn't have nothing to do with AEW or WWE, but I feel like it was tied more to AEW because it was on the same channel. So it's like they advertised him as a WWE star. But I can definitely see what you're saying because WWE took it to that next level.
Well, yeah,
he's even bigger now.
The fact that he main evented WrestleMania, you can't argue that. Like that's it right there. You feel me?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I derailed y'all show, man. You know, I always got to throw. Oh, yeah. Last thing about it, because they're presenting Oscar with a new belt tonight. I'm thinking it's just probably gonna look like the new ugliest belt in all the wrestling. So, what do you guys think about the new WWE title?
I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
Hey, but I have a question. I'm very confused. I seen something today where they have the WWE title, but they still list Roman Reigns as a WWE champion and Universal champion.
I have no idea what the hell this company's doing, man. They on the belt it says undisputed champion. You can't be undisputed champion when there's another champion on another show. You can't do that.
As far as the belt design itself, I mean, it is what it is. I'm having a problem.
Terrible.
It looked just like the rest of them, you know. So I don't really. It's whatever.
All they had to do was just bring back the Winged Eagle. Like, I mean, what was it so hard to just say, hey, let's just bring back the Winged Eagle and just be done with it. The Winged Eagle is one of the best designed belts. Let's bring back the Winged Eagle and just be done with it. They go spray paint the current belt gold. And it's not even like it's a gold plate. It's literally just spray paint. And when Roman got it, you see the look on his face. He was like, what the hell is this? He was like, what the hell is this? But then he kind of played it off. I was hoping that he would have just threw it down on the ground and been like, I don't want this. Make me a new one. I really wish that that's what he would have did just to play into that character. Like just him being the heel that he is. All right, I'm done. I'm done infecting y'all UFC show. My bad.
You good, man. Live conversation.
All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this main card. I saw this guy recently too, Mark Andre Baralt
And I would
versus
like to
Eric
go first
Anders.
on this one because last time Mark Andre Barrios fought Julian Marquez,
Go ahead.
and
Yeah.
huh?
I said, go ahead. You got it. I already know. Go ahead. You got it.
You already know what?
Because I was on Marquez, Julian Marquez, real hard, and you was on Barrio, and then
Barrios,
yeah,
in
and
my
then
opinion. Go ahead.
No. I was just talking about the last fight because the last fight I picked against him, and he got destroyed like in the first round, and I'm like, all right, I got this one in the bag. You feel me? And then the second round he started coming back, and then he destroyed Marquez, and I think he ended up knocking him out. And
Yeah, he did.
like a Terminator, like T-1000.
Y'all see that comment
And
on the screen?
MJF needs to respect.
It
Straight
never,
up.
like, I swear, it never
But you didn't
fails.
disrespect him though.
Van Cat could be in Africa somewhere. If he hears me say anything about MJF, he just pop out of nowhere. Like, I swear. He's supposed to be at work. What's today? Friday. I mean, all I gotta do is say MJF not a superstar. What? MJF? What? MJF is a superstar. That's, man.
I love y'all dynamic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my partner there, man. But he because I don't think he's getting what I'm saying. Like, you got it when you were like how Amanda Nunes, we all agree Amanda Nunes is the best women's fighter. We agree to that.
Yeah.
But Ronda Rousey is the superstar. That's all it is. And Amanda Nunes murdered her. Like, that's all it is.
And so did Holly Holm, but who knows who she is?
Yeah, exactly. Where is Holly? Is she still around?
Yeah,
she got a fight coming up.
Okay.
But Mark Andre Barrios, one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC. Like, a lot of people just sleep on him because he's not a superstar. But he bring it every time. He don't shy away from action. Every time he in there, he turn it into like a slug out. And they call him the power bar because it's like he don't get tired and he don't quit. Like, you can split him open, knock him down, and destroy him. And until you separate him from consciousness, he gonna keep coming. Eric Anders, he's one of those fighters. He's 50-50. When he wins, it's usually impressive though. He's more so. He came from Alabama. He won a championship with Nick Saban. I think he made like a game-winning interception or something like that. Transferred over to MMA, and he been up and down, up and down. He inconsistent to me. I feel like his game hasn't evolved, so he's pretty much the same fighter every time. You never really see improvements. So I'm looking at Andre Barrios to knock him out. I like Barrios by finish. It's either way, even if you do lose, if Barrios loses, it's gonna be a finish regardless. But I think that his gas tank is gonna be too much for Eric Anders.
All right, you brought up something. I gotta interject whenever you throw in these type of information. It just make me. I gotta interject. You said he was a football player.
Yes, sir.
What's the what's the success rate from the gridiron to the octagon?
It's not that high. I could think of Matt Mitrione played in the NFL. Brendan Shaw played in the NFL. It's another guy, Chris Barnett. He I don't think he was in the NFL, but he played college football. And I have yet to see one of those guys break through as like a top contender.
So is Mitrione and Schaub still fighting? See, because I remember them. They were on the season, the Ultimate Fighter that Kimbo was on.
Yeah, neither one of them still fighting. Mitrione just recently retired, and Brendan Schaub, his friend sat him down quite a few years ago and told him, "Look, man, like, you should rethink your profession," because he started getting finished a lot, and it takes somebody that really care about you to have that hard conversation with you. You get what I'm saying?
But it's funny though, because all of those guys beat Kimbo. Like, they were all, I remember
to who was it, bro?
What happened?
Who did Kimbo lose to in Ultimate Fighter?
Roy Nelson.
Roy
Yeah,
Nelson.
Roy
yeah.
Nelson.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Two things about the NFL thing. Eric Anders, he wasn't just like a decent football player. He was like a real good player for Alabama, and that's a great college too. And number two, I noticed that most of the time when you see NFL players transition to MMA, it's almost always D lineman. Like you don't see like a quarterback or a receiver or nothing like that because D line it kind of translates a little bit with the footwork and the technique and the explosiveness, and just being athletic and everything like that. So I feel like that's the one position that translate. And yeah, Brock Lesnar, yeah, he counts.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. I don't know how the hell I forgot about Brock Lesnar. And
to
Chris,
piggyback off of what you said, Bones, it seemed like those guys always come real hard and then gas out, right?
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy, yeah.
yeah.
But it seems like they always come real hard and then gas out, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that's how we normally do it? Boom, boom.
I like that.
Hey, I know you guys don't like anybody coming on this show, but if Chris, if you ever want to, I know. I mean, I know it's your homeboy Chris, but because Chris seemed like he'll jump on the VanCat bandwagon and they just attack me on Wrestling with Reality. So if you ever want to come to our wrestling show, we do a wrestling show every Wednesday at 6. Feel free to come on. Even though we're not doing it this week though, but we'll be back the following week, and we go around the more people that we can get on that watches everything else.
Yeah, hey, listen,
the better.
Hey, you just invited Chris to heaven, man.
Yeah, Chris is the one person that watched one.
Because I know Chris loves NXT. Well, I know he used to, because if I do need an NXT report because I really cannot watch it the way I used to with everything that I have going on and all these shows. Bones is my New Japan and AEW guy. Mike has joined, so Mike loves AEW, so now we got AEW covered. So yeah, you ever want to join, man? You ever want to join? The link is always in the chat, so feel free to hop on. And because me and VanCat are more, I'm the WWE guy. VanCat is just my antagonist, so we just kind of go back and forth all the time. But I'm always looking for guys that want to contribute to that show that watches everything, because I don't want to. It's not that I don't like the other stuff. I just don't have the time to watch it. Hell, for next week's show, part of our show is to watch the Grave Consequences match from Lucha Underground, because I thought that was one of the best matches I ever seen.
Oh, I'm on that.
We got to review it. That's their homework. I sent it to Mike and I sent it to VanCat. That's their homework.
Bro, I just watched that match last week.
That match. I'm saying that's why people think I don't like independence. I just don't have the time to watch it. So, the more the better. But yeah. So Chris, you feel free to come on whenever you want, man. Wednesdays at 6. All right. So all right, damn, I done just derailed. But I blame Zay, because if he wouldn't have had all them problems at the beginning, I wouldn't have had to derail the show.
Hey, let me just.
We having fun right now.
Let me get my pick in real quick. I'm picking Andre Barrios, and I'm not sleeping on him no more. I slept on him before. I ain't sleeping on him no more. I'm old.
Oh, he's from Canada. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. He finna smash.
Hey, you know what's crazy too? Sometimes when they have these cards, like you ever see them cards, throwback cards in Brazil, where they got a Brazilian fighter in every fight, and every Brazilian on the card win.
Bro, when that happens, the energy is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
But what happened if it goes the other way?
Then the crowd
they start chanting, "You gonna die."
That's what I was saying. The Mongolian murderer, he finna silence the crowd.
Damn.
Yeah, I can see that. Especially that being GSP peoples.
Yeah.
So the next fight is Dan Ige
Dan Ige
versus
versus
how you say that?
Ige.
Ige.
Oh, Dan Ige versus Nate Landwehr.
But
Again, MMA got like the worst names, just period.
hey, this can be fight of the year right here. It's definitely gonna be fight of the night. It's definitely gonna be fight of the month, but it's got potential to be fight of the year. I'm a huge
Really?
yeah, bro. Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr, hey, he's a monster. Man, I'm a huge fan of him, but also Dan Ige. He got a lot of power. And he's very technical, and it's gonna be like a stand up war. Ige can knock him out because I think he is better on the feet and he's more technical. Nate is gonna want to brawl, and he's gonna want to make it dirty and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna pick Nate to win by decision. And when Nate win this fight, as you can see, he's not even ranked right now. But when Nate win this fight, this is gonna be the biggest fight of his career. He's gonna have an epic post fight speech, and he's gonna have the crowd rocking.
Nate the Train Landwehr. They call him the country. They call him the hillbilly Diaz, because he always bring the action. He's very entertaining. He gonna be in your face the whole time. He gonna taunt you. He not afraid to get hit. He gonna dish it out as much as he could take it. Then 50K Ige, they call him 50K because he get a lot of bonuses, a lot of fight bonuses, fight of the night, knockout of the night. That being said, this is Nate Landwehr's biggest test. You see, he got the train tatted on him. I'm on the Nate Landwehr train, but I'm about to jump out that bitch before it crashed because Dan Ige finna finish him, but because of exactly what you said, Bones. Dan Ige is a technical fighter. He's like technical chaos. You get what I'm saying? And so I like his footwork. I like his speed. I like his head movement. Nate Landwehr don't got too much head movement. He just gonna eat punches. And if he try to turn that into a brawl, I could see Dan Ige countering him and knocking him out.
But see, that's the thing, though. He's gonna make it a brawl. He's gonna make it nasty. He's finna cut up Dan Ige. Both of them are gonna be bloody, and
Yeah.
getting like a takedown or two just to mix it up. Ige gonna be tired. That third round, he finna turn up. Ige gonna win the first round.
First two probably. Now, I could see that happening. I feel like Nate Landwehr got the bigger gas tank.
Yeah.
He probably got more heart too. But
Yeah.
I just feel like Ige gonna outclass him. This is definitely a crossroads fight because Ige was coming off of a couple losses and he got that last win. And Nate Landwehr been on a 3-fight streak, I think.
Yeah.
So he's on rank, like you said. This is a fight for Ige to see, like, okay, are you really who we think you are? And this is the fight for Nate Landwehr to prove I am who I say I am. You feel me? So I feel like this is one of those bouts that's going to swing each fighter's career.
Hey, out of every fight in the card, I'm looking forward to this fight the most. This is my fight here.
So what I'm noticing, these fights, nothing looks evenly matched, and I'm talking about the money. I'm because y'all know these fighters inside and out, but for me, I'm looking at all the little variables, and like the underdogs in these fights are underdogs. Like when it comes to the money, and Vegas is rarely wrong. So like the favorites are favorite heavy.
I feel like sometimes they do that just to get action on the other side, though.
All right, because this Dan Ige is favored,
he
heavy
is
in this fight.
How much? What's his favorite? What's the number?
He's minus 260, and Nate is plus 220.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and put me a little parlay together for this card.
Yeah, because like they expected him to get his ass kicked. All right, so but you guys think that this is gonna be a banger though?
No, we know it is. We know it is. But it can't. It's impossible for it to be fight of the year, and the only reason it can be fight of the month is because Gaethje and Poirier don't fight this month.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, Gaethje is your boy, right?
No, Poirier, my favorite fighter in the world.
Favorite fighter.
I eat
For
the hot
some
sauce
reason, I
alone.
thought it was Gaethje. I remember you just glowing over Gaethje for some reason.
No, because he was getting ready to fight, and I love him. Don't get me wrong; he's one of my favorite fighters because he's never in a boring fight. But Poirier is Gaethje on steroids.
All right, so our next fight again from Canada. Boy, they loading these Canadian fighters up. He's actually the favorite here. Mike Mallet versus Adam
Fuck
Fuggett.
it.
Fuggett. Oh, snap.
I was waiting for this moment right here.
Fuggett.
So, in my opinion, Mike Malott is a very well-rounded fighter. He's kind of new to the UFC. I remember watching his debut, and once he won that fight, he was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna bring the UFC back to Canada." I think in that fight, he won that fight. He started talking about his coach's daughter had cancer, so he was gonna give his whole fight purse to that cause, and he shouted out the what was it, like the GoFundMe or something like that. And they said on his way back to the locker room, fans were just giving him cash. And then Dana White came out and was like, "Oh, keep your fight purse. I'm gonna just match it and donate that."
Oh,
He
wow.
trains with Jasmine Justavicius, who's on the undercard on the prelims. I feel like, especially, I picked her to win, and I feel like he gonna ride that wave. So I see him beating Adam by decision. No, by sub. I'm gonna say by submission. And Adam, I honestly feel like they just threw somebody in there because they want Mike Malott to win. To be honest with you, and I hate when that type of shit happens because I don't like. I'm more of a meritocracy guy. I don't like to see like, oh, this is set up for this guy to win, but that's exactly what it is. Like they said, we just gonna give you Adam. Fuck it.
Yeah,
So
to piggyback off of what Bruce said, I'm gonna pick Mike Malott. I'm picking him by decision, and I honestly don't really know too much about Adam Fuggett, but
Fuggett.
yeah, I'm picking Mike Malott to win by decision. I feel like it's gonna be a dominant performance.
yeah, I feel like that's what they kind of set it up to be. Like, oh, we want. I feel like they're gonna try to make him a star because he seemed to have a lot of fans already. He's extremely popular in Canada. He kept calling for them to come back to Canada, on a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah,
So they brought him back to Canada. And if you notice, he doesn't deserve to be on a higher spot than Dan Ige and Nate Manware. You get what I'm saying?
he took the
He's
words
not
out.
even really a pay-per-view fighter. So I feel like this was set up to make him look good.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was finna say, honestly, this should be a prelim fight. To be honest with you, and they could Chris Curtis.
Wow.
Yeah, because honestly, they could put the Chris Curtis and Nasruddin Imanov. Put that right.
Yeah, you're right.
But they're trying to make him a star, and I'm not against it, but yeah, me and Bro Pete game though. They definitely trying to make him a star, and they're throwing Adam Fuggett to the wolves.
But see, I just don't like that because I feel like in a sport like this, it's like don't create the star, let the star create themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Also, in a sport like this, it'll weed itself out, just like all our Paige Van Zandt, Sage Northcutt. You feel me? If they ain't got
You're
it,
right.
so
Hey, Adam might go ahead and shock the world and just shit on everything.
my bad.
All right, so in the co-main event, we got a light heavyweight bout. Number one ranked lightweight. So this is the 205.
Nah.
Oh no. So wait a minute. Light heavyweight is 205.
Right.
Middleweight is what, 185.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They still do welterweight.
Yep. 170.
That's 170. What the hell you got to be for this?
155.
155.
Wow. Why don't they just combine this in the bantamweight?
No, because look, hey,
Because bantamweight 2 stacked. Lightweight. Hey, lightweight and bantamweight are the 2 deepest divisions in the UFC.
Historically,
in my opinion.
It's been that way. That's why, hence why, like when they inherited WEC, Those were like the lightweight guys, and a lot of the UFC guys thought that they was finna run through them, and it really didn't turn out that way. But the average person, if they was to do MMA, would probably fight at 155 because you walk around at 170 or 180 or something like that and cut the weight. So that's why most fighters, a lot of fighters, are at 155, and it's a stat division. Like,
Man, hey, Trevor, you're not a hardcore fan, right? But if I just
I wouldn't say I am. Not
right,
anymore like I used to be.
so check this out. If you was to go to let me see if let me see if I can do it real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go to lightweight division, right? And I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just rattle off like the top couple fighters and tell me how many you heard of. The top 10 is as follows. We got Islam Makhachev as champion, Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Beneil Dariush, Michael Chandler, Matthias Gamrot. Once I get to 7, you probably don't know them, but them top 5 right there is just like a murderer's row.
I know 5 of who you just named.
Right, and that's the top 5. That's the top 5.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily know about their fighting ability, but I know the name. I just know the names.
But to his point,
That's
though,
what-
to say that for heavyweight or light heavyweight, you wouldn't know. You probably only know one person, if even anybody. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and most of this is just because of doing this show with you guys, where I'm starting to these names, like you see, like when I see a fighter, I'm like, oh damn, we just talked about him or something like that. So it's
Right.
bringing back familiarity. But yeah, I've been out of the game so long, I don't know any of these guys.
I'm
I'm gonna let you do this fight first, bro.
All right, I'm looking forward to this fight. It was supposed to happen a little bit ago, I think like a month ago, but it got pushed back. This is Beneil Dariush's moment. He's on, I believe, a 8-fight winning streak. He got knocked out by Alexander the Great Hernandez a few years back, and ever since then, I don't want to say it was a fluke knockout because I don't want to say nothing away from him, but it was kind of fluky though the way it happened. But anyway, he hasn't lost since. And he's beat Tony Ferguson, and he beat like a lot of good people, and I feel like this is his biggest test. I'm not sure who's favorite here, but I'm gonna go with Charles the Bronx Oliveira because he's been doubted, and people always think that he's gonna lose. A la Justin Gaethje, he won that fight. Dustin Poirier, he won that fight. Michael Chandler, he won that fight. You know what I'm saying? So he always come through when you least expect it. And I feel like a lot of people think that because he lost his last fight, he didn't look too good against Islam Makhachev. Granted, he is, the champion, but he didn't look too good. He got dropped and submitted. So a lot of people feel like he kind of on a downward slope, and Beneil, is on the upward trajectory. But I'm gonna go with Charles the Bronx Oliveira. He don't really get decision wins, so I'm gonna have to go with submission, 3rd round submission. He finna lose the 1st round. Probably he gonna get dropped at least maybe twice. And yeah, he finna get dropped twice, but he finna come through and he finna get a rear naked choke in the 3rd round. And he gonna be a bloody mess.
How disrespectful. First of all, Beneil Dariush will not lose to a rear naked choke. I feel like a high percentage of rear naked chokes you see is people looking for a way out. You feel me? So Charles Oliveira,
Wait.
yeah,
You can't just say something like that and just
But there is validation to what he's saying because it's the technique, because a rear naked choke, in the way you kind of got to give the person your back, and so it is validation to what he's saying.
because I feel like
hold on. So who you're saying who are you saying is a way out for? The choker or the chokey?
Person being choked.
the person getting choked, the chokey.
I mean, but that's a valid way of going out though. Like
It is, but all right. So I'm not saying it's not a valid way of going out. I'm saying that sometimes the way they give it up is like, here, take my neck, because I'm done. Now I feel like
okay, I see.
I feel like if you get dropped and you're hurt and you're staggered or something like that, then it's like, yeah, I can see how it happens. But generally, 9 times out of 10, unless that person is that much stronger than you, or if they just like do something real slick and distract you, I feel like it's as long as you fight those hands, keep 2 of your hands on that person's one hand, and then it's like you can kind of stop them from choking you. You feel me? But it's like, and a lot of times when you see a rear naked choke, you'll see the choke get put in, and the person, they'll put their hand out like they're getting ready to tap, but it's like they just wait for a minute, like, oh, I'm gonna wait till the right moment. But it's like when they put their hand out, they already knew they was gonna tap. So what are you waiting for? You just tap
Okay.
because you're not gonna go out. Obviously, you ready to tap, and so that's how I feel. Um, but as far as this fight goes, I feel like they both are very slept on. They both keep proving the doubters and the haters wrong. Charles Oliveira got the most submissions in UFC history, with some ridiculous number like 14 or something like that. But one thing that you did say that stood out to me is that Charles Oliveira is going to get dropped. His jiu-jitsu is so sick, and everybody is afraid of his submissions. So a lot of times when people hit him, he just falls down and hopes that they jump on top of him. He's so comfortable with his submission skills that he's willing to be on his back with you on top of him because he know he's gonna find a way to get you out of there. A la Justin Gaethje when he dropped him, he just fell back. Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and every time when he fell on the ground, all of those guys backed up and said, "Get up." That's where Benny Dariush is different because I feel like if Charles Oliveira goes to the ground, Benny's going to follow him there. And that's what I'm excited to see. I want to see these two grapple because I feel like Benny Dariush's jiu-jitsu is very underrated. I feel like he's the more well-rounded fighter. Charles Oliveira does have power. I feel like this is going to be a great fight. It's one of those fights where I don't think it's going to, like, a true fan will probably be more excited about a fight like this as opposed to like like the fight that we say gonna be fight of the night. I feel like it's gonna be fight of the night because of it's gonna be a brawl. This fight is gonna be fight of the night because of the excitement, and you're wondering like you can't wait to find out who's gonna win, and you want to see like them match technique for technique, skill for skill. I feel like I don't know, man. Like I'm really looking forward to this fight. I'm excited about it. Whoever wins this fight, I feel like gets the champion in Islam Makhachev. And for that reason, I'm picking Benny Dariush because Charles Oliveira fought Makhachev and they offered him a rematch. He did not want it. So because he didn't want that rematch, I think it's going to be hard for him mentally. So, and he already pulled out of this fight one time. So you mean to tell me I got to go fight somebody that I don't want to fight? And if I win, my reward is to fight somebody else that I don't want to fight? You get what I'm saying? So, and I feel like Benny Dariush is just hungrier. He overdue for a title shot. I'm picking Benil Dariush, but I'm not confident in it at all. I feel like the odds kind of reflect how even it is. I don't know. I'm gonna pick Benny Dariush by decision. I feel like it should have been a 5-round fight. I feel like that would have been in Benny's favor, but it's a 3-round fight, so I don't know. I'm gonna pick Benny Dariush by decision.
I thought all co-mains were 5.
Nah.
Just Nunes, unless it's a title fight.
Okay.
Hey, what's the odds on this fight?
Plus 125 for Charles Oliveira, minus 145 for Benny Dariush.
Nice.
All right, yeah, I mean, you kind of just like lightweight shitted on Charles Oliveira though. Like you talking about how great his jiu-jitsu is, but then you say he didn't want to fight the champion and he don't want to fight this guy.
No, I mean like, and that's the thing with him. People always question his mental toughness, but I feel like in his past couple fights, up until he lost his belt, I feel like he was proving everybody wrong. And believe it or not, I feel like Benil Dariush right now is where Charles Oliveira was when he got his title shot, because Charles Oliveira was on a 9-fight streak as well.
Hey, bro. So you honestly think that Benny wants to go to the ground with Oliveira, the Bronx?
We can make a little side bet that if Oliveira goes to the ground, Benny gonna follow him. Because see, Charles Oliveira's his
might.
offensive jujitsu is the shit. You feel me? But I feel like Benil Dariush. Look at the people that wouldn't go to the ground with him and tell me if their grappling was on the level of Dariush.
See, with that mindset, he finna fall into a trap, and he
That's
too cocky. You feel me?
that's highly possible. And I wouldn't say it's cocky because I don't see him as a cocky person. I just feel like he's confident
No,
in his ability.
but the mindset of going to the ground with Charles Oliveira because you think you can do it is cocky. You
But I
don't need.
mean, so how did Charles Oliveira lose his belt?
Oh, that's Dagestani Russian. That doesn't count.
Islam Makhachev went to the ground and submitted him
Yeah, but he's a
when he
Dagestani.
played.
That doesn't count because it's part of the speed factors.
But yeah, shout out to your boy. Shout out to your boy Khabib. I
No,
know
no,
how you love those Dagestanis.
no shout out to Khabib. But I'm saying, like, if a Dagestani take you down, that's different. You feel me? That's different.
No, he didn't take him down. He knocked him down.
Yeah, he dropped him.
Charles Oliveira tried that. I'm gonna lay on my back, and he went down there and submitted him.
Yeah, but Benny won't do that though. I don't see Benny doing that.
So you think if he drop him, he's just gonna fall back and be like, "Get up"?
I think if he drop him, he's gonna go to the ground and get submitted in the third round, like I predicted.
And see, that's what's so exciting about it because I want to see. It's almost like when Benny was supposed to fight Islam. It's kind of like you remember Damian Maya versus Ben Askren.
Yeah,
It's like as soon as that bell ring, it's like, man, I don't even want to see y'all throw a punch. I just want to see y'all just grapple.
yeah.
It's something like that, except for like I feel like they're evenly matched in all places. I feel like Charles Oliveira got a bigger variety of strikes, and I feel like a lot of times lately he's been trying to bring the thunder in the first round. He come out aggressive. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I feel like that's gonna kind of play into Benny's hands. And I know Benny got heart because I can't say the name. Jakar Close fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is one of those fights that I'm just excited and anxious to see how it's gonna play out.
Yeah, me too. And you know,
This could be a main event on like another card.
if Benny win, I'd be happy for him because I would like to see him get a title shot against Makhachev as opposed to Oliveira because we're already seen, Oliveira versus Makhachev and it was one sided. So
Right.
I like seeing first matchups. I'm not a fan of rematches, you know that. So
Me too. Only in certain. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's warranted, but for the most part, yeah, I would rather see. I like them both, but I would rather see Benny get the title shot.
yeah.
All right, before
Let me
we
ask you one question.
oh, go ahead.
I'm asking. So depending on what happens with Gaethje and Poirier, do you think that they will try to do Benny dirty and push
Nah,
one of them to fight Makhachev?
can't do that. Nah.
I hope, man. As much as I'm a fan of those two guys, I just feel like in
Nah.
the realm of meritocracy,
Yeah.
Dariush deserves it.
It happened to Tony Ferguson, it happened to Leon Networks, you feel me? And these people get these 8, 9, 10 fight winning streaks, but because of popularity and other superstars, they'll win one fight and then they'll get the title shot.
Like your boy Carter.
Yeah, like Conor, yeah, I agree. But I'm a Conor fan though.
And Connor and what Connor is bringing in revenue, hey,
That's what it's all about right there. And
some of these
Benil
guys.
Dariush, the only reason he hasn't had a title fight is because he's not that guy to talk shit. He don't try to like play to the crowd or talk trash, or he don't try to sell the fight. He just go off his pure skills. Other than that, he's come across as like a nice, humble Christian man. You know that don't sell tickets.
Yeah, right.
Like a wet noodle. Hey, before I get into the main event, speaking of people who aren't superstars, Bones, I wanted to discuss one thing with you because you wasn't there Wednesday. This just is one thing specifically, is that ridiculous super kick of fire. You can't defend that.
Listen. My only defense is that it should be the match. That'd be my only defense if you're gonna
Say
do
that
it.
again.
My only defense would be it should have ended the match if you're gonna do that.
Or they shouldn't have threw 100 super kicks before that.
Nah, I had no problem with
Those
it.
100 super kicks didn't have fire.
So
Hey, but look, hey, look, people have been doing super kicks since the beginning of time, but never before have you seen exploding super kick. You know what I'm saying? It's different, it's special. It's 2023. We need new stuff. I'm tired of seeing the same old thing. It was something new. I enjoyed it.
And you know what got me in that match? The
What?
thumbtacks to the foot.
Oh, yeah, that was nasty too.
so because Mike tried to defend it, like, and that was one thing that me and Venkat did agree on. Mike tried to defend it, but it was indefensible. And the way I was coming, the angle I was coming at it from, okay, it's stupid, but it's wrestling. We've seen people throw fireballs, we've seen all that stuff. Don't bastardize the move. If you're gonna do a spot like that, you're right. It needs to finish the match, and you don't need to do it any other time in the match. Because now somebody's going to ask a question like, hey, how come your super kick didn't finish them in the beginning? Or, hey, how come your super kick didn't have the fire the other 20 times that you threw it? Like, it puts a black eye on the business. And I know that I'm Mr. Traditional, and I love my wrestling to be how it is, old school 1980s style wrestling, but this is the stuff that makes people laugh at wrestling fans. Like when you see stuff like that, you're like, man, that shit is so stupid. And it couldn't have happened. It couldn't have happened to a better bunch of bums as the Young Bucks. Like that was the saving grace that it happened. It was with them.
That's
You
what
mean
it,
the best tag team in the world?
wait,
Who,
that's what
the
it,
Revival?
look. He said the best tag team in the world, but that's what it all comes down to. You don't like the Young Bucks, you don't like Moxley, you don't like Omega, so of course you're gonna take
But
shots.
nah, you know what I think about that? I feel like at least give us an explanation of how he did it. Like what made your foot explode? Like what did you do to make that happen? Like they didn't say like, oh, it was loaded with this. They just like it just did it, and it's like everybody just looked past it, like, oh, like he got superpowers or something. Like it was a Street Fighter game or something like that.
He set you on fire, and you know.
But the shoe wasn't on fire. That's the problem. Like I even would have took that. That would have been cooler.
Let me start discouraging Bones, man.
I'm not
he gets discouraged. Like, damn.
I'm not gonna lie. The best tag team matches that I've seen, most entertaining to me in current modern wrestling history, is when the Young Bucks go against the Lucha Brothers. You guaranteed to see something you never seen before in a positive way, at least 3 times a match.
Yeah, I take that over the New Day versus the Usos.
Yeah, but those New Day Uso matches told like real compelling stories.
After like the 20th time, it was the same thing.
Yeah, I get it.
To me, the Hell in a Cell match they had was the best one.
Darn, Bray took the words out of my mouth. The Hell in a Cell match they did? No, that's a classic. Yeah, that was a classic.
No, I get it. I've always said that they overdo their matches, but again, that's why even with this stuff, it's all subjective. You know, one guy may like one fighter, one may like the other fighter, but in wrestling, all I ask is just make it make sense. Explain it. Like Zay said, how the hell was how was the fire able to finally come out? And then one of the panelists that was on the show Wednesday, he made a good point. He would have even bought it more had it been an impactful kick, had it made like a loud boom or something. It was just a regular old super kick that didn't even connect.
It connected. What are you talking about? Like you didn't see Moxley get hit with it?
I'm gonna leave him.
Hey,
he sounded so dejected, didn't he? Like, hey, it connected.
Yeah, he sounded so discouraged. He's like, damn. Like, leave me alone and get to the main event. And here we are to the main event. The champion. Wait a minute, hold on. Is that me? Let me see who's. 'Cause every time I talk, hold on. Okay. Oh, it's Zay. Yeah, Zay's background. Because every time I talk, I hear this rumbling. So the main event of the evening, champion Amanda Nunes versus number 5 ranked Irene Aldana. Now, Bones told me something interesting that I didn't know about this in the beginning. And God, shit, Nunes is minus 320, and Aldana is plus 265. Wow. Like, I mean, wow. They expected her to get rinsed.
Like I was saying before, the original fight for this was Juliana Pena versus Nunes Part 3, the trilogy. Uh, I'm a Pena fan. I am. You know, I seen her come up from the Ultimate Fighter, and this isn't a knock on her, but I did not want to see that fight. Number one, because I'm not a fan of rematches. I said before. And number two, the last fight, she got destroyed. She got dropped with the same punch like 3 times, maybe even 4. And she just got bullied like all 5 rounds. It wasn't competitive. It wasn't close. So I didn't think that they should have did a rematch. You know, third time. So she got injured and then stepped in. Mexican-born Irene Aldana, who got good boxing and good stand-up. Uh, Nunes is the greatest female fighter of all time. She knocked out Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey, and Cyborg. That right there cemented her as the GOAT. Plain and simple. You know. But I just think that Irina Aldana, she gonna do it. I don't think she gonna like destroy Amanda Nunes or knock her out. I think it's gonna be a decision. But I think she gonna win, and I think that Amanda Nunes, her time is about up. So I'm picking Irina Aldana to win the fight.
Wow.
Oh, I will say this: Amanda Nunes is definitely the GOAT, greatest female fighter of all time. She hasn't lost since she fought Kat Zingano, and that was so long ago. But I will say,
Pena.
oh no, I take that back. Pena beat her, but for me, I look at Aldana's resume, and she's well rounded. Meshi Saison, that was a finish that I've never seen before. Off of her back, she kicked her to the liver and stopped the fight. She KO'd Yana Kunitskaya. Her last loss was against Holly Holm. Holly Holm was able to take her down a lot. She got up every time, but I feel like she got taken down way too much in that fight. She knocked out Ketlin Vieira, who had a lot of hype behind her. She defeated Raquel Pennington too, I believe, and she finished Betch Hale. Amanda Nunes hits extremely hard, and I feel like people always focus on her striking, but she has a very high fight IQ. For example, when she fought Jermaine Durandamy and she was getting outstruck, she was able to take it to the ground. I feel like people forget she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. That being said, I feel like Amanda Nunes, her easiest path to victory is to turn it into a wrestling match and just use her takedowns, mix it in with her striking. She got pretty good ground and pound. But for me, I question Amanda Nunes' hunger. She's been at the top for so long. She started a family. She got a baby. She got another one on the way. And it's really nothing else for her to prove. I feel like she's at a point now where all her success has kind of like gotten to her where she feel like she's invincible. And I feel like she feel like, oh, when I hit you, you're supposed to fall. And that's what lost her that fight against Pena. She got a couple holes in her game. I feel like she don't really got good head movement. And I feel like that's why when she fought Pena the second time, instead of like tightening up her footwork and practicing some head movement, she kind of just switched stances to like negate all that. You get what I'm saying? And we never seen her fight southpaw until that fight. And I feel like I guarantee you, no matter how hard Pena trained for that fight, she didn't expect that because nobody ever saw that. So I respect the fact that even though she's been in the game for a good like 15 years, she could still evolve. But I like Aldana in this fight. I feel like Mexico is on a roll. I feel like I can't really tell you what that means as far as somebody would say, how the hell is that going to affect the fight? But I feel like when you see Brandon Moreno did his thing, Yair Rodriguez did his thing, Alexa Grasso, who was in the same gym with her, did her thing, and she beat somebody else who I honestly feel like beat Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko. Nobody saw that coming. And I feel like that just builds Irina Aldana's confidence. She got good boxing, heavy handed. One of the few fighters that Amanda has fought that's bigger than her. And I just feel like Irina Aldana gonna do it. I feel like I kind of want to say she's gonna get a TKO, but I feel like she got submissions under her belt too. So I don't know how she's gonna get it done, but I definitely see her winning. I feel like if it's gonna go to the decision, then I'm kind of nervous on how the judges gonna play it, considering what we've seen recently. But I think Irina Aldana is gonna take that belt from her, and I think Amanda Nunes is gonna retire after she loses that belt. And I don't know why she's still the feather. I mean, like I feel like the featherweight division dies with Amanda Nunes. Once she leaves, they're gonna scrap that division completely because she hasn't defended that belt in like 3 years.
Hey, bro, to what you said, as far as you don't know how you said it when you said that she trains with Russell, who
You break it up, say it
and I
again.
feel when you said that as far as Mexico being on the trajectory, and you don't know how that helps, you basically answered your own question when you said that she trains with Alexa Grasso, who was her training partner, who was a champion. I feel like that right there is a big boost for her and a lot of motivation for her because she's seen Alexa Grasso, like you said, in the same exact spot a few months ago against Valentina Shevchenko, and she was a huge underdog, and she came through and submitted her. So I feel like by her training with her, that's just she's just getting like a lot of rub off of that. So she's gonna carry that momentum into this fight.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And not only did she submit Valentina, but you could argue that she was winning a lot of those rounds before that happened.
Yeah, yeah. How did she submit her to?
Well, like a rear naked neck
And,
crank, something like that. I wouldn't really call it a choke because it wasn't under the chin.
and that goes to what you was talking about earlier with her naked choke.
Yeah, because it's like she was fighting the choke. She couldn't get the choke, but she just decided to clamp down on the chin.
Yep,
And she didn't want to tap, but I feel like that jaw was gonna break.
yep. She still shouldn't have tried.
I don't know. I mean, that ain't your jaw. So
So Zay has. Hold on, I gotta meet you. So Zay has the greatest woman fighter of all time, not only losing, but he also has her getting beat by TKO. And in addition to that, he also has her retiring after the fact. And he also says that she's not hungry anymore. Man, if all those things come true that you say, then I need you to give me this week's Powerball numbers because, like, I mean, you must got a magic 8-ball glass or something over there. I could just look at these two and I could tell they're probably going to bang for a while, but Amanda Nunes, at some point, you got to just appreciate greatness. Even though the fight that I said I just watched with her, Shevchenko, I thought Shevchenko just didn't do enough to take the belt from her, but I don't necessarily think Amanda beat her up so that's to your point. Don't let it go to the judges, because if Dana White says it, been saying it forever. Don't ever let the fight go to a decision. I mean, because you leave it in the judge's hands.
You never
But
know.
if I was a betting man, I mean, Amanda Nunes is going to keep her belt, because it's like this is just new person for her to beat. Like literally, let's just throw somebody else in front of her. You said that this Aldana woman got knocked out by Holly Holm, the same Holly Holm that Amanda Nunes beat. So I don't know if you guys
She didn't get
subscribe
knocked.
to that.
She didn't get knocked out. She
I don't know if you guys subscribe to that. That if I could beat the person you can't beat, blah 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 blah. That's not always the case, but it is the case a lot of times. Where I mean, sometimes you're just a superior. What is that noise? Sometimes you're just a superior fighter. I mean, sometimes some people are just superior fighters, and Amanda Nunes hasn't shown us anything where we think she isn't still the best.
Man, the reason why my brother saying that is because she got a baby, he's starting a family, and like he said, it's another one on the way. And she just seemed like she more like into the family thing as opposed to focusing on the MMA thing. Because MMA is one of those kind of things where it requires damn near like 100% of all your time, attention, focus, all that, Because it's a lot of mental that goes into it. So if you're not 100% focused on training and all that kind of stuff, then somebody can take your belt.
But her woman carried the baby, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so it ain't do no physical to her body.
No, not physical, just mental.
The mental, the time, the attention away from training, and also too, it's like I feel like they call that MMA math, where this person beat that person. So when they square up, then like if y'all got a common opponent and you beat that common opponent, you should win. That's not always the case. Like styles make matchups, and don't get me wrong, like Amanda Nunes got like I don't think no female has the power she has in her hands except for possibly Cyborg, and we all saw how that played out. But something else you could look at is like don't get me wrong, if Amanda Nunes could clip her and knock her out easy, like I don't take that away from her, and I'm not saying that she's not the GOAT. Skill for skill, I feel like if I had to pick a female fighter to fight another female, like it would probably be Amanda Nunes. But in this situation, I just feel like Aldana is riding the wave. Aldana, and I feel like Nunes underestimated Pena, and so maybe she learned from that not to take her opponents lightly. But I feel like I just feel like everybody's sleeping on our Irina Aldana, and I feel like we about to find out tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna put my money where my mouth is.
Second round knockout, Nunes.
No, I wouldn't say. See, it's gonna be a finish. I feel like it's gonna be a finish. I wouldn't say what round, but I predict Irina Aldana probably gonna finish her, especially if it go deep. Amanda might get if she's having trouble in the fight, and she like you saw her go 5 rounds with Pena when she beat the shit out of Pena for 5 rounds, no problem. But when Amanda's in a long fight and it's not going her way, like the whole fight, she starts to get a little gassed. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's also a mental thing. If you look at the first fight with her and Pena, she beat the shit out of Pena for the first round, dropped her maybe like twice. But then Pena caught her with a jab and started like she didn't have an answer for the jab. And that's why I say the head movement come in at. And when Pena started catching her with that jab, Amanda got frustrated, like, how dare you? And she just started to like, okay, you want to brawl? I know I can knock you out. And when she turned it into that and Pena was still getting the best of her, it's like she just got tired real quick. Like, oh my God, like get her off me. That's not supposed to be happening. And even when like after she tapped out, and even you can look at that rear naked choke and you can say like, damn, like she didn't really like she wanted out of that fight.
Yep.
Like that's kind of how it looked. Like she conceded defeat. And I
Yep.
just feel like Aldana can definitely push her to that point. And if she does push it to that point, then the fight is over. Whereas Aldana's not going to give up. She's hungrier. She wants what Amanda has. She probably looks up to Amanda. She knows the challenge that's in front of her. She knows that she's fighting a GOAT. She knows she got to be on her P's and Q's. She knows she can't sleep. She know that one punch could be the end of the fight. Whereas Amanda feel like, you're beneath me. I just got to go prove it. You get what I'm saying?
All right, so more who's, because they're not showing the age on this. Normally they do. Who's the older of the two?
I think it's Amanda.
I'm not sure if Amanda's the older, but I know she got. I think Irina might be younger, but I think Amanda has more miles on her.
Yeah, Amanda has 27 fights, and Irina only has 22. Well, their record 22-5 versus 14-6. Irina, just to me, I mean, she's put together. Like she's thick, and I don't mean like look good thick, but she has like body. She has some size where if they had to grapple, she wouldn't just get thrown all over the place. That's what I mean. Like she
like body mass.
Yeah, she's not like the fight I was watching, the Shevchenko. Shevchenko was just clearly outsized. Like she just,
you know why though? Because Shevchenko was a 125 pounder. She was just fighting at 35 because they didn't have that division. Whereas Amanda fights at 45 sometimes. She's the 45 champ. So Amanda's naturally a bigger fighter than Shevchenko, who really, in my opinion, if it wasn't for I feel like skill wise, you could argue that Shevchenko is a better fighter, but when you look at the resume of Amanda Nunes, that's where it's no doubt because of the names that she's put away. And when I say put away, I don't mean she just beat them. She put them away. Like she finished them all. So that's why you got to give Amanda the nod. And then and her not defending, I know I said how she don't defend the featherweight belt. I don't think that's a knock on her. I think that's a knock on the UFC. Because when they were giving her opponents, she was bouncing back and forth. Okay, I'm going to defend the 35, then go defend the 45, then see who next at 35. But it got to a point where she cleaned out 35 and 45. They really only made that division for Cyborg. And when Amanda took that belt from her, that was that. It's like, we made this belt for her and you just knocked her out. And Cyborg, I feel like kind of had that same attitude. Like, okay, like, I'm going to just use my power. And I feel like she slept on the power of Amanda. Amanda made her face plant.
Yeah, Amanda beat her up pretty good and quick. That was like light work, kind of like she did Ronda.
I think we probably pissed our neighbors off that night.
So another question. Another question, because I don't know why I it's me, y'all. Y'all gonna have to just get used to it. Like, how do we think? Let's see how I can ask this in the most tasteful way. Which one of these two broads look better out of the two?
Aldana.
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know why. I don't know why. For some reason, I used to think Amanda Nunes was fine, and now the more I'm looking at her, I'm like, no. Like, what the hell was I thinking? You know why I thought that? Because she looks like the chick from Fast and the Furious. A little bit. Like a more manlier version of her. But yeah, that's me. I'm like that. I do shit like that. Oh, and Bones, I said this on Wednesday's show, so you could correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you at one time tell me that Ruby Riott was the ugliest woman in wrestling?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's just because I brought it up, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, damn. When I said it, I'm like, man, I hope he didn't. I didn't misrepresent the man, but I was almost certain you said that.
I like her, but she has a very unattractive face. I just say that.
Yeah, she's pretty repelling. Like I can't disagree with that one. She's definitely the most unattractive female in wrestling, like hands down. But as far as these two, I don't think either one of them is attractive.
Yeah, but Aldana is definitely more attractive than her.
Aldana looked like she came straight off an Indian reservation, and Amanda Nunes just looked like I don't know if you can tell if like damn like she's a woman, but it's
Yeah,
something you
yeah.
don't really have.
That's
It's
all
like
you
some
gotta say.
features, but I
That's
can't really
that's
put my
all you
finger
gotta
on which
say.
one they are.
That's all you gotta say. You ain't even gotta go no further. But for some reason though, I don't know what it was. Why I used to think she was fine a couple of years ago. I don't know what the hell was going on with me then, but but like I'm just looking at her and I'm like, huh. I don't know. I think it's just the Brazilian thing because I'm like, all women from Brazil are fine. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel, but yeah, when the more I was looking at her, I'm like, huh. I said she probably beat the hell out of you, but yeah,
Hey, hey,
fine, she's not.
keep watching the UFC and you won't think that.
Wait, that she'll beat the hell out of you?
No, that all Brazilian women are fine.
Oh.
Hey, I was having a conversation with somebody, right? And we were asking each other, okay, so fighting is a more masculine sport than basketball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you hear a female plays basketball, automatically in your head, okay, she gay. But why don't you look at female fighters that way? Like, what's the difference?
Because it's because historically they've been sexier. Like you look at
Lila Ali.
yeah, you look at Layla Ali, you look at even Clarissa Shields looks okay. But
And Wolf,
you look at damn, who's the girl from you have Paige Van Zandt, you have the karate hottie. You have all these women, so historically they just look better. Whereas when you look at the WNBA players, a lot of times they look more like, you know, they
Yeah.
look more
you say when
they less appealing on the eye. But I mean,
you say when you look at a WNBA player, but it's like, when do you ever get a chance to see them? Because don't nobody
well,
watch that shit.
well, yeah, you're right. But if you look at but like when you look at these female MMA fighters, a lot of it because they're always in shape. So you're looking at it's the visual, like Ricardo says it right. It's the visual for us. Like you look at the body and you're like, damn, like she's put together. It's like let's go back to Jade Cargill. It's like me looking at Jade Cargill. That is not the type of woman I would ever like with all the muscles and stuff. But it's just something about her, the way she carries herself. I think her attitude and the way she carries herself makes her, to me, look much better than what she really is. Like everybody knows how I feel about Bianca Belair. I just think she's the most beautiful woman in all of wrestling, period. And she has an athletic body, but it fits her. So I guess it just kind of, and I just read what they did on SmackDown. So I was right, Van Cat, if you're listening, in case of emergency, break glass, Charlotte Flair. I knew it was coming.
Hey, I think another part too is that usually basketball players are tall and MMA fighters can be like short and thick and more put together. You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
really see, like a lot of tall, lanky, MMA fighters like that. That's female. Besides Megan Anderson, she look good. Holly Holm, she not unattractive. She not like
Yeah, that's why I don't know why I was drawing a blank. Holly Holm is it, but what's the other one, man? She used to be a champion, and Ronda used to beat her up all the time. Not Kat Zingano,
Misha Tate.
Misha Tate.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
when you
that's
look
another one.
the basketball players, they just tall and lanky, and they walk lumbery and all that kind of stuff. So that's not attractive.
As far as Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, I feel like Bianca Belair's like her body looks natural, like she just naturally works out. Jade Cargill looks like she on some testosterone or something, man. I am not a Jade Cargill fan. I feel like she can't I've never seen an entertaining match of hers. I feel like I didn't even realize that she was a superstar. I didn't know people knew who she was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That definitely can't be based off of her wrestling ability. I haven't really been in the loop. as far as wrestling go, I watch pay-per-views here and there, but I just feel like I don't know, like
I
if
think
I'm watching AEW or if I'm at AEW and Jade Cargill match come on, it's like that's the time to take a break because it's like you're not gonna see anything entertaining.
with Jade though, I think she appeals to the black audience. I think that's what her appeal is.
But
True.
a dream match for some reason, even though I just said all that, it's kind of like I'm talking out of both sides of my neck. I would like to see her and Bianca like beef with each other.
I say that all the time. I want her to come in and just beat the shit out of Bianca, like, and force the character change. Just be her kryptonite.
Yeah, that's much
I feel
needed.
like I feel like they match up with each other like very well as far as like size and athletic ability and whatnot. I feel like Bianca's a better athlete, but I just feel
Bianca.
like Bianca's kind of big, but not in a bad way. She's just like she's got some mass to her, so I feel like that would be a more believable matchup as far as her fighting all of these smaller females and whatnot. Kind of
Yeah,
like
well,
what's the other female
you
you got?
you didn't buy when she was wrestling Alexa Bliss. You didn't think Alexa Bliss was gonna beat her.
Oh, and it just looked like anything Alexa did to her, like she had to sell it because obviously she don't really feel that. But who's the other? She's kind of big, but she's a Spanish lady in WWE.
Who,
She's
Nikita
kind of
Lyons?
newer. No, I didn't even know she was Spanish. But it's a Latina. She's kind of big. She's newer.
Oh, right. Yes.
No,
yeah,
he's talking
yeah,
about Indy.
big
He's
too.
talking about Indy Hartwell.
No, Raquel
Nah,
Rodriguez. Raquel
say it
Rodriguez.
again.
Oh, Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, I forgot about Raquel. Yeah, Raquel
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
I feel like she can kind of match size with Bianca a little bit.
Yeah, because she's a bigger woman too.
And she smiled way too much, man. Make it
Bro,
stop smiling.
that's what I'm saying. They messed her character up, man. She needs to be like how she was on NXT.
And NXT Black and Gold, she was a monster. You got to bring it back to that. They killing her character too much. They come to the roster and they start smiling so much for the camera. I
Showing
hate
all
that.
them damn teeth.
I feel like that's the problem with like I never used to watch NXT, and then Bones kept like pushing it, telling me how their takeover shows were a lot of times up to par with, if not better than pay-per-views. And when I started watching NXT, the first match I saw was I think it was Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano. And then in that same night they had the Viking Raiders versus I don't even remember who they. Oh, I think it was I can't remember who they went against.
Ricochet and Alistair Black.
There you go. Oh man, hey. But then when the Viking Raiders came to the main roster, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like they just ruined the characters.
Why they called them the Viking Raiders? First of all, they were the War Raiders on NXT.
Yeah, there you go, the War Raiders. That's what it was.
Yeah, but they want to take everything that got the word war out. They don't want the word war.
But I guess that's the difference between Triple H and Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
of course.
big damn.
Look. As an AEW fan, man, when Triple H came to WWE and he was making his moves and stuff, and Vince was out of the loop, WWE was up to par, and I was actually watching it on a weekly basis. You feel me? And it was a threat. You know what I'm saying? But then when Vince took over, it's not a threat no more. I'm not worried about WWE. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Because now I'm gonna have to get you. A threat to what? How could they be a threat? How could they be a threat when you got the little brother looking up to them?
As far as good wrestling, as far as watching weekly wrestling shows.
You mean you talking about against a company that can't even get 1 million viewers?
You talking about numbers? I'm just talking about the pure wrestling and watching the TV shows and just watching the product as a whole. I'm saying when Triple H came, the product got a lot better, and then when Vince came back, it's terrible again. When Triple H was
Bones probably
there,
like, man, I ain't doing
every
no
week
him again.
weekly, but
Hey, I got a question though. kind of like back on the UFC topic. Hey, Bones, what fights are you looking for? Like, as far as this pay-per-view card, I feel like it would be kind of hard looking at the card as a whole to convince someone to pay $80 for it. You get what I'm saying? Considering that, like, yeah, it's some entertaining fights, so it's
I was
hardcore.
gonna ask you that.
They don't have the name value. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
what fights are you looking forward to the most that are upcoming that you know about?
You mean future cards? What you
Yes,
talking about?
sir. Future cards, because now we went like a week without like a week every other week. They was like not having an event, and now they on this stretch where for 4 months straight it's a fight.
All right.
So
I,
so
listen,
what
I'm
fights
looking.
are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to the BMF championship. Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. Your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, and my brother's favorite fighter. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Jan Blachowicz versus uh you know but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a banger. I'm looking forward to see what he's gonna do in the light heavyweight division. As far as moving up and everything, I'm glad he did move up after getting knocked out by Izzy. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. Jamal Hill. I don't know if they signed the fight, but he's supposed to be fighting Yuri. I'm looking forward to Moreno and Pantoja. That's gonna be a good fight. I feel like that's gonna be a banger. And that's about it for me right now.
See, I agree with you on all of those. I'm kind of looking forward to the Ilya Taporia versus Josh Emmett fight.
Oh,
That's gonna be a hell of a fight, and it's free. I'm looking forward also to
is that a main event?
yeah, it's the main event in Jacksonville, and I'm looking forward to Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. Definitely at the top of the list is the Poirier versus Gaethje fight for the BMF belt. That whole card right there, 291, is looking like a hell of a good card. I'm trying to see how they're gonna match that with the it actually looked better than the July card, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to see if when they have Connor versus Chandler or John Jones versus Stipe, if they're gonna load those cards up, or if they're just gonna try to sell it off of the main event.
I'm the biggest Conor fan, but the one thing I always say that is whenever you have a Conor McGregor fight, the rest of the card is weak. I always say that. Bro,
Yeah,
they had
they did the same thing with Khabib.
they had Holly Holm and Raquel Pennington as a co-main event.
Yeah, yeah,
I
they
was
did.
gonna ask you about that, what you said earlier. Because again, all we could go by, you guys are like MMA purists, so you know these guys. But me looking at this card is weak as hell. So I'm like asking, like, what outside of the main event is gonna make somebody want to drop $80 down? And is okay, let me ask that different. Is the main event? I mean, because let Zay tell it, Amanda going to get waxed. I guess you're going to pay to watch that, but is the main event even big enough to warrant the $80 price tag, or should they have put a bigger name co-main on this?
Hey,
Something.
Trevor, that's why they did the whole Canada thing, and that's why they put it in Canada and got a lot of Canadian fighters to try to make up for it a little bit.
And to top it off, I feel like this card got saved. It got bumped up a level twice because a lot of people weren't feeling that trilogy fight with Pena. So it's kind of good. I feel like in their eyes that it happened that way. And also this Oliveira versus Dariush fight. A lot of people are saying that that's the people's main event, and that wasn't even supposed to be on this pay per view. It was supposed to be on the last pay per view, but Oliveira pulled out. So I feel like that really gave the card an extra bump. But with that being said, it's like if you're not really a big UFC fan, you can look at a card and just look at how many people got numbers next to their name, and that's how you'll know, like, okay, this is fire or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look down this card, you probably see aside from the co-main event and the main event, you probably see like 3 or 4 ranked fighters. You get what I'm saying?
I think
And,
it was
So
4.
and
four.
most of the ranked fighters are fighting unranked fighters in almost all except for main event.
It's like that's how you can pretty much just look at a card and tell, like, oh, like they just threw this shit together.
Well, hopefully it's going to be a great card. I know you're going to be watching, y'all going to be watching regardless, so it ain't going to matter. So y'all enjoy your 10 hours worth of fighting. Who knows, I may pull up on you around 11:30 when I think Amanda's coming up. Just
Yeah, if you want me to, I can shoot you a text or give you a call. Like, hey, the co-main event finna start right now, so you got a few minutes.
yeah, just so I can pull up and watch Amanda take care of business. So we'll be right back here Sunday, time to be determined. Just a quick programming note. Man Talk Monday will be this Monday at 8 p. I mean at 6:05 p.m. and we'll be talking about polygamy in the Black community. So you guys are finally gonna get that polygamy show. And then after that, there'll be no wrestling with reality this week, and you won't hear from me again probably that whole week, just because I have a championship debate. I have a conference finals debate coming up on the 20th. So I need to shut down and go into preparation mode for that. So after the show, the review show that we do Sunday, I'll come back with Man Talk Monday, and then that'll be the last time you hear from me until the following week. Pour Your Heart Out. I have a show on the 24th. We are going to be doing a political show soon. Venkat and Mike are going to be taking care of that. So we'll
get MD on that political show.
Yeah, MD. Yeah, MD will be there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. Man Talk Monday last week was so fire, and I was tempted to jump on, but I was at my daughter's class, so it's like I wouldn't have been able to really like talk but I was able to listen, and it was pretty damn good. That was one of my favorite shows that you did.
Yeah, Man Talk. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from that show. Like, that was of all the Man Talk Monday shows we've done, that was my favorite. And what made it my favorite was just that how the spontaneity of it. All the shows are nothing's planned outside of like whatever video you guys send me, and then I'll play it. But the fact that, because I didn't know MD was, because MD doesn't come over here on Mondays, he only comes over on Wednesdays. But I guess he still has some stuff he wanted to get off his chest. So when he came over and then it sparked that hour-long conversation, I'm like, oh well, let's just do it. And then we got into the importance of the mentors, and what it did is that it allowed everybody to see, because Man Talk Monday gets a bad rap that we hate women, which is ridiculous. I just think people don't understand when men are talking. But it allowed us to do a show where we showed everybody we don't have to bring y'all up one time, and we still could put out fire content. And so that's why it felt so good to me, because I'm like, yeah, so now what are they going to say? Are they going to say all we do is bash women? They can't say all we do is bash women, because we didn't bring you guys up one time. And we still put on a show that was just getting all type of praises to it. So I loved it. It was my favorite Man Talk Monday. And I think the young guy Chris is a really good addition, because he's 29 and he's a very sensible 29-year-old. So that's how it is over here, man. Anybody has something to add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to come on. Like I say, this is the only show nobody comes on, and that's, per the co-host requests. So anybody adds anything to Straight Talk Society, man, is more than welcome. And we are going to start that swear jar. We'll start Monday. So I may have lost out on an interview because we cuss a little too much over here. So, and the person doesn't want to come on the show because he has an image to uphold. And I totally understand. So I lost out on an interview that was probably going to be really, really fire, but you live and you learn. So I'm going to start implementing the swear jar. Any excessive, at least the F words, especially because YouTube is real funny with that. You drop too many F words, they won't put your videos in the algorithms and stuff like that, so people don't find the shows. And it's a lot of stuff you gotta be able to play around with here, man. And I'm learning all the intricate details and stuff.
I said, what about Adam? You say no F word, so you can't say the man's last name?
Oh, Adam Fuggin? Yeah. We can say fug it. Yeah, we can say fug it. Yeah, Ricardo, yeah, we've been dropping a little too much F-bombs over here, and it pushes what it does. See, because everybody just thinks you just come on here and hit the record button. There's so many different things in the background, and they have their AIs listening to your videos. You drop too many F-bombs. You talk about the alphabet. You talk about the alphabet community too much. You talk about the small hats too much. They'll push your videos down, and they won't be seen. So,
hey, I just wanted to say what Mike said on the last episode. It really resonated with me as far as how nowadays the way society is, it's like you almost got to be careful trying to mentor younger people because you can mess around and get a bad rep. And it's crazy because like they say times have changed, but it's like, yeah, times have changed, but it's like the reason why is because these things have always been going on, but it's just like as time went on, we found out more about it and how common it was. And so it's like when we were our age, we didn't hear too much about kids being molested and abused the way that we hear about it now, and how often it is. And we didn't have the app where you can see how many offenders are in your neighborhood and whatnot. So it's like now that we know, I feel like it's partially not necessarily it got worse, but we just got more educated. But it is a double-edged sword because it's like it will make you think twice before you help somebody in a certain kind of way. But at the same time, it's like that person might really need your help. So I thought that was a real interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip that show, especially his John Morant rant that he went on, and just make that its own thing, because he went the hell off on that one. Like and it just seemed like when he was talking about, I'm like, damn, boy, Mike passionate about this. And to hear, like, even when Wayne was talking about, being in his bed on Sunday and getting a phone call that one of his players is bucking up at his mom, and getting up out of the bed to go, like, that stuff like that makes our co-hosts it makes all my co-hosts like human beings, because they get these bad raps. It's like with me, everybody for some reason thinks that I'm this manosphere, hate women type thing. But then when they'll hear me do a solo show and I'm letting them know, like, hey, the hell and torment that I went through when my daughter was in the hospital and stuff, it personalizes you to the audience. So at some point, everybody had that time. But yeah, I think Monday's show, Mike was like the star of that show, because it's like I don't know, man. It's like that mentor thing just hit him. Like it literally, and you could even hear his voice change at one point. I'm like, damn, you about to cry? Like you could hear his voice crackling a little bit. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, everybody's human. Everybody has stuff that they deal with, personal, stories and stuff like that. And I just try to provide a platform to get that out. So like again, like I said at the beginning of this show, I'm not changing the format of the show. Like there's nothing. The show is still the show where no topic is off limits. It's still that. It's just that I think we're smart enough that we could express ourselves without having to have a profanity laden show. So if I use the F-bomb 20 times a show, I should be able to cut it down to 5 because my vocabulary is broad. You know what I mean? So I could come up with other ways to express myself, and that's what I'm holding myself to. As I mean, I'm the face of the damn channel. You look at it, my face is all over it. So you know, the channel going to live and die with me. So it has to, like, I had to be the first partaker in it. So yeah, that's what I got to do. I mean, like you say, ass, hell, damn, shit, you know, bullshit, stuff like that. That's fine. But I'm just trying to stay away from the heavy, you know, the heavy F-bombs and calling people, you know, fags and stuff like that. You know, I don't need to do that.
You can't use that word in June anyway.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
ain't it funny though? I mean, the channel ain't monetized yet, so it's open season. But ain't it funny? The black people only get February, and the alphabet committee get June, so we can't even get a full month.
Yeah,
We
you
get
heard
a
what they
consolidated
said.
last month.
He said they covered more ground than we have in like less time.
And they get Fathers, and they get the month of Father's Day. Ain't that something? That should show you all that you need to know.
It's like a slap in the face.
Yeah, that can show you all that you need to know right there.
You see the picture I put in the cave this morning?
No, I haven't seen it, man.
Or was it late last night?
Yeah, well, if it was yesterday, I definitely didn't get it because everything, because I finally got my phone switched, so everything was hey man, every time I talk, everything that's in there is was erased for me because once I switched everything over, it erased everything. So Ricardo, all the messages you sent me in WhatsApp that I didn't get to see yet, they're all gone. I can't see nothing because it wouldn't restore everything back. So yeah, but yeah, you guys go ahead and let's close it down. Look at that. I wasn't thinking this was gonna go more than an hour, but here we are going over 2 hours now. So yeah, y'all going, let's close this show out because we're gonna be right back here Sunday.
all right, man. I'm not going to take too long. I just want to say Nate the Train Landwehr versus Dan Ige. That's my fight of the night. I'm looking forward to it. Irina Aldana, she gonna pull out the upset with a decision victory. Charles the Bronx Oliveira, he gonna shock the world with a submission of a Benua Dariush third round. He finna get dropped twice. It's gonna be a bloody mess. I'm looking forward to the fight.
As far as for me, all I gotta say is, Trevor, I appreciate the platform, man. It's like, you know how you go to you watch it's gonna burn my tongue, but you know how you watch a Dolphins game on Sunday, and then you go to work the next day and you can talk about it because you know other people saw the game and whatnot. And it's like, for me, I go to work to talk about the fights, but it's like ain't nobody seeing them, so I just gotta bite my tongue. Only people I can talk about it with is the people that I watched it with. So for me, I enjoy this because it's like an outlet. I get to talk about the thing that I love. I really enjoy the sport, and I appreciate the platform. And all your other shows are fire too, so keep doing what you're doing. And I'll see y'all Sunday for the review show. And hopefully I win a couple dollars.
Yeah, I was telling Nene the other day, I was like Zay and Bones like really coming into their own with the show now because you know you can see any show that I do. There's certain like Man Talk Monday, that's my baby. So like my hands are all over that. But there's certain shows that I do where all I got to do is just push the buttons and stuff. And like this is becoming one of those shows where literally all I got to do is throw the fight up and y'all have it. Like she'll be like, man, I'm so proud listening to Bones like getting to express himself now when he's talking. you know, how passionate he is, and listening to Zay breaking this shit down like a science and everything. So I appreciate y'all for adding to the Straight Talk Society, because had it not been for y'all, I wouldn't be doing this. Like a MMA show. Now, as far as football season, you already know.
Buccaneers.
You already know after every Dolphin game, your boy gonna be going live. So
Hey, be careful what you put yourself into, because you know.
Hey, so we gonna
see Trevor cry.
No, we might as well just start setting it from now, like the after show, to where we where we just come on and do football, because you know, I mean, you know, I'm gonna go win, lose or draw. If we win, then I'm gonna be insufferable. If we lose, then I'm gonna just have a meltdown on the air. So either way, it's gonna be entertaining.
Remember your own rules, man. The swear jar. Remember your own rules.
Yeah.
Hey, all jokes aside, though, I needed this today. Like I was looking forward to this. Like I needed it. It was one of them weeks. You feel me?
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all contribution. And you know, when we get Dalvin Cook, man, oh my goodness, man. Like how much more stacked can the Dolphins be right now?
Bro, y'all doing
really stacked, but the only thing that's gonna hold y'all back is the fact that it's not gonna matter.
Hey, Trevor. Y'all doing every single thing y'all can to make sure Tua has every single weapon, bro. Y'all like really taking care of Tua. Hey, but he can't mess it up, man. He need to stay healthy.
All he got to do is stay upright.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
You see, he been taking jujitsu so he can learn how to fall.
Yeah, but with the weight of a 400-pound defensive man, it ain't gonna matter.
Well, if
it's the weight of the lineman that be messing them up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's his head that be messing him up. He just gotta like you said. I think if you learn how to fall right, like do the break falls and whatnot, and just then like not hit his head so much, I think he'll be all right. Because really, his problem is the concussions. And honestly, I'm not a Dolphin fan. I'm not a Tua fan. But none of that is personal. At the end of the day, I would like to see the man walk away with his health. You feel me?
Yeah.
And at least complete 5 years in the season. So 5 years in the league. So when he do retire, he'll get that pension. So like I don't like him. I'm not a fan, but I don't want to see him suffer no permanent damage from a game that he planned to provide for his family.
When they drafted him, I wish somebody hacked in my Facebook account so I can't get the video anymore. But when they drafted him, I went live that night and I said in 5 years the Dolphins will be in the Super Bowl. So we in year 4 now. So y'all watch out. This team is the team of destiny. They're building this team for like Super Bowl or bust. So just watch out. That's all I got to say.
Y'all division gonna be kind of tough this year. I feel like New England probably the weakest team right now.
Yeah, they are. They don't know what the hell going on with them. They tried to trade Mac Jones in the offseason.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know Belichick.
Who will be their quarterback if they traded Mac Jones?
I don't think he cares. I guess that's his way of saying how sucky Mac Jones is.
Hey, it proves all along, man. Brady, it was all Brady in New England. It wasn't Belichick. It was 70% Brady, 30% Belichick. Oh, here you go, that Dolphin thing.
All right, I guess it's time for me to go. But y'all take care, be easy, and I'll see y'all Sunday. And
all right. Oh crap. All right, fellas. Well, Straight Talk Society, there you have it. Another tremendous episode of Straight Talk MMA. We've done 10 of these so far. I swear it doesn't feel like we did as many shows as we've done on this channel. My first live stream on this channel was on my birthday, March 7th. And we've been going strong ever since then. I mean, the Straight Talk sessions are up to 20. This is the 10th one of these. We're the 10th Wrestling with Reality. Man, I've been running my damn mouth for a long time since March. Just full go. But like I say, yeah, I appreciate those guys coming over, man, because when the idea was posed to me, I'm like, man, I didn't know. You never know, because you don't know what people, MMA is popular, but you never know what that would look like. You know what I mean? Like how it would come off. But I think we've progressively gotten better, and today we just had some technical difficulties, but there's a live show, it happens. But we've gotten progressively better. I think the guys have gotten much more confident. Like if you go back and listen to the first show, you'll hear like the unsurety in their voice, but now it's like, all right, this is what we're doing. Let's go. Let's break it down. So literally I just sit here and I throw the pictures up and I'll interject, because that's what I do. I always just interject little things. If they may say something and it'll pique my interest, like when Zay brought up the football player, I'm like, oh crap, what's the transition with football players to MMA? Stuff like that. I want to know. Like, I answer those type of questions. So, so I think we got great things coming up for the show. Like, we will be back Sunday. Don't know the time yet for to review this show. Hopefully we get an Amanda Nunes victory. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks to Thinking Black. Thanks to Ricardo. Thanks to Chris for coming over. Chris, you got an open invite for Wednesday shows if you want. I think they say they'll let you up on this one too. So, but peace to everybody. Peace to everybody that tuned in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, go back and check out some of our old content. I have everything grouped off into playlists, so it's easy to find, and please like us on Facebook at the Straight Talk Society. These videos stream over to the Straight Talk Society channel page over on Facebook also. So with all that being said, about to get out of here. You guys have been seeing me popping ice all day. Throat's getting dry. I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until Sunday, peace.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Straight Talk MMA, hosted by Zay.